What's going on, YouTubers? For ladies and gentlemen, it's the Natural Born Driller, as I welcome you all to All Elite Wrestling Review. Two shows were released to AEW Dark from April 20th, 2021, and AEW Dynamite from April 21st, 2021. Now, obviously, in Jacksonville, Florida, in Dave's place, your commentator for AEW Dark is Excalibur and Taz. So, obviously, we're going to start with this one first. So, let's get right into it, folks. The opening match was, by the way, and during the opening match of this, it was, Joy Janela being accompanied by Sunny Kiss going up against Will All Day. Now, who's Will All Day? To be honest with you, folks, I have no idea who he is. But the match happened, and you have Ricky Starks on commentary for this match, by the way. But yeah, Joy Janela is in the match, though. Yeah. Rising and John Scholar versus SCU's Christopher Daniels and Frankie Kazarian. Obviously, because the stipulations in the story here is that if SCU loses the next match, then they're done as a tag team. Well, there's no brainer here. They won the match, so SCU are winners. Big Swell and Kylan King being accompanied by Red Velvet versus Ashley and Steph MK. Now, these are two twin sisters. To be honest with you, folks, I really don't see any value in these two at all. That's just me. I don't know if I feel the same way, and I really don't know much about them either way. So, my first exposure of them wasn't impressed. So, obviously, Kylan King and Big Swole won the match. So, let me just say, the Butcher and the Blade being accompanied by the rest of the Hardy family office. They defeated Brick Aldridge and Cole Carter. So, not much to say about that either. Sunny Kiss versus Jake Manning. Excuse me. Yeah, Jake Manning, meant to say. Match was decent with Sunny Kiss winning. So, not much to say about that either. Jay Lenon and Medis Black. Again, I don't know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce their names. These circus freaks and whatever. And they had their tag team partner, no tag team partner within Ken Broadway. Don't know much about him either. But they went up against Dark Order's Evil Uno, Stu Grayson, and 10 being accompanied by -1. Obviously, no brainer here. The Dark Order wins. Billy Gunn being accompanied by Colt and Austin Gunn. Take as Billy Gunn goes up against Andrew Palace. Obviously, Billy Gunn wins because they're building up Billy Gunn versus QT Marshall on Dynamite, which we'll get to when we get to that portion of that results. Now at this point, it was just Excalibur and Taz on commentary for the rest of the show, as Franco Del Sol versus Dante Martin, with Darius Martin being out of injury. Dante Martin is being pushed as a singles wrestler, and good for him that he's gained this opportunity. Because of any tag team that gets injured, usually WWE, doesn't do much with them. But luckily for AEW, when a tag team does get injured, at least they got something for for the other person to do. Now, credit to WWE though, at least they're doing something with Jey Uso, which long overdue, because they were waiting for Roman Reigns to return to do something with that one, which I guess the wait was over. I mean, the wait I meant to say was worth it. Because the whole Tribal Chief thing is doing wonders for Roman Reigns and for Jey Uso, and then you got Jimmy Uso who just came back. So there you go. But yeah, with Dark Diamante, he won the match though. Diamante versus Queen Amina. I'm assuming that's how you say her name. Match was decent with Diamante winning, obviously. Hayden Backlund, excuse me. Let me try this again. Hayden Backlund and Kit Sackett, or something like that. They went up against the Varsity Blondes, Brian Pillman Jr. and Griff Garrison. A match I thought was decent, with obviously the Varsity Blondes winning. Maskcaster, being accompanied by Anthony Bowens, went up against Allen 5 Angels of the Dark Order. Match itself was pretty decent, but I thought this win his matches that much, so Maskcaster won. Baron Black versus Powerhouse Hobbs, with Hook at ringside. Obviously, Powerhouse Hobbs wins. So there you go. And finally, Pac, being accompanied by the Lucha Bros of Penta El Zero Miedo and Rory Phoenix, defeated Dean Alexander. And not much to say about the match either way, folks. It was basically a squash main event. So there you go. And that will conclude your results for AEW Dark. 14 matches worth of Talking About Wrestling, and my overall rating for the show, I'm going to go with a 6.5 out of 10. And that will conclude, again, pertains to AEW Dark from, what was the date again? April 20th, 2021. And now let's get to AEW Dynamite results from April 21st, 2021. With Excalibur and Gloria Jim Ross and Tony Schiavone on commentary. And the opening match we get was Ricky Starks with Hook at ringside going up against the Hangman, Adam Page. And the match that I thought was pretty damn good, with a back and forth between the two guys. And the sixth spot that I saw that the Hangman Page delivered to Ricky Starks, a nasty German suplex, which Ricky Starks no-sold it in a way, and like, holy shit, like, he's a beast. And they kept going on, and everything, and like, man, that was insane. And then in the end, it was the Hangman and Page getting the win by tapping out Ricky Starks in and I can't remember basically like a choke hold submission in a way. Can't really describe how it was before, but yeah, that's how the Hangman Page won. And basically going to the put more pressure into the pressure into the circulation of the head. So after the match, though, Taz comes out and tells the Hangman and the Page that he just got lucky and needs to watch his back, as Hook gives him the chalk block from behind and gets a bunch of kicks in as well. Ricky starts was going to try to help to be up on Adam Page as Page boots Hook away, and then Brian Cage comes out. It was going to take care of the Hangman and the Page. Also, the Dark Order comes out for the save, and that was basically it. So, and that was the end of that segment. The Elite showed up in their own private trailer. While Brad Color is filming them. And I'm going to say about the segment, folks, because I really didn't care. To me, the Elite is not doing it for me anymore, really. So, it's just some goofy shit they're doing. So, Penta El Zero Miedo has a message for best friends, in Spanish, as Alex Abrahantes translates by saying that the best friends should have never restarted their issues with Death Triangle, and the whole Zero Miedo thing. So Penta El Zero Miedo becoming by Alex Abrahantes versus Trent, being accompanied by Orange Cassidy. Now, when it comes to Alex Abrahantes, he's known to be a commentator on AEW for the Spanish broadcast commentary with Dasha Gonzalez and whoever is on there as well. And we've been talking about before, and I was having a little issue of pronouncing his last name, but but he's been around in business for a long time, especially during the days of TNT Wrestling. When he was also doing Spanish commentary with Hector Guerrero at one point for TNT Wrestling. So, but basically, this whole thing, that they're doing was for Penta El Melo is good, you know. So we get this match going on, and it was a very good match. Trent's getting the better of Penta El Melo at the end. All of a sudden, Alex Abrahantes gets on the microphone and says, basically, to distract, Trent by saying Penta's earlier said that you suck, your best friend sucks, and you know who else sucks the most? Your mama sucks. So this sets off Trent to go after Abrahantes, but referee wouldn't allow that. So Orange Cassidy got in the ring. When his hands in his pockets and everything, trying to go after trying to do. I think he's trying to do some play kicks to Alvarez. To Abrahantes. But then Penta El comes out of nowhere and hooks kick him, which it was nasty the way it was done, or super kick in the way I think it was. And then Alex hits Trent with the microphone as Penta El goes for his pen. No, it's not the Penta driver. It was something else. But it pertains to Ray Phoenix and Penta El doing the finishing moves. It's the El Zero. Oh yeah, it's the fear factor. That's what it is. The fear factor. Basically, the package power driver. But Penta El gets the win, and there you go. So it was a good match, and I love that the whole thing with Alex Abrahantes getting involved in this whole thing. So good old JR Jim Ross. He talks with the Pinnacle about the upcoming Blood and Guts match, which I still need to get my thoughts about that whole thing, folks, which I'll get to when I get to it. But just me playing catch up. But the Inner Circle, with the whole thing, the Pinnacle versus the Inner Circle, bring out the fact that Chris Jericho's passion promo, pertains to the entire group, especially to MJF. MJF, has been wearing the scarf since he was a kid, Roger O'Donnell, and the whole thing, the MJF reference, MJF then says that he's reminded that it's springtime, and that means it's silk season, and which switches up on his scarves, which Warlow got him a new scarf, which is the same scarf design in a way, and Warlow says to Jericho, who stumbled a bit when he brought the whole thing of Warlow, because he knows, the moment that he mentioned his name, Jericho knew that he messed up. So MJF says, that Jericho gets an F about, basically he gives a fuck about, elevating other wrestlers and everything. He says Jericho wrestles people that fans already see, and then says that he's the reason why they're not they're now popular. Excuse me. Now they're popular. MJF mentions guys like Omega, Moxley, and others. Talking about how when Jericho was 25, he was he wasn't doing anything compared to him, where he was curtain jerking WWE worldwide, saying that that he leaves. That say that to leave that stooge Mike Tyson home and just leave the two sides fight each other, more just blood and guts. Then MJF continues that Jericho was right about MJF, who's a mark, but he's a mark for Jericho's spot, and he'll take that spot on May 5th, because when you're in the Pinnacle, you're always on top. And there you go. Good promo there. Great promo there from MJF, as usual. Especially with Warlow, with his take, with his promo too, that he did. Versus talking to Jericho. A real package of Hikaru Shida and Tai Conti, because they're gonna have a match here, which I thought was a very good package. Between them being partners, being best friends, and now they're gonna be opponents, because Hikaru Shida defends her AEW Women's World Championship, who was the number one rank, going against the number one ranking in Tai Conti, which is why this match was made. So the match happens, very good match, and Tai Conti is really showcasing how she's improved a lot. This ain't her first title shot either. her first title shot was for the NWA Women's World Championship title. Now she got her opportunity of going after the AEW Women's World title, and she did very good in this match. She came up short though, because I was not expecting her to win, but it would be something if she would win. But I believe in the future that she will become the next AEW Women's World Champion. But first we have to get to someone else, which we'll get to when we get to it. But Hikaru Shida got the win, in a very good match. So. Oh yeah, and apparently Britt Baker came out there, to brag about, she's going to be in the number one ranking, and Hikaru Shida chases her away with the candlestick, and that was it. So, basically, she was not happy that she spoiled her celebration. So, Miro says it's been another week, and he hasn't seen Kip Sabian, and Miro says that he wants some, vindication, and he says, and anyone who has a championship, he's coming for them. It doesn't matter if AW puts him through a bunch of hoops. It's his destiny to become champion, and that was it. Decent promo there from Miro. So now it was time for the Inner Circle. They had to arrange it, as they bring speak with Tony Schiavone. Jericho says that there's a lot of energy tonight because of the upcoming Blood and Guts match on May 5th. He continues on that it was on one of the most brutal matches ever seen on TNT. It hasn't really happened yet, but I digress. But he talks about how Mike Tyson knocking out Cash Wheeler. And Jake Hager says to Pinnacle that they'll be sucking out of a straw when he's done with them. And then Santana gets a microphone. Gets on the mic and says that the Pinnacle wants to wrestle the best, but they wait until their crew, there's a crew behind them before the actual fight. Where we come from, we call those bitches moves. We call them bitch moves. Yeah. So basically, what he's saying that on the way that the Pinnacle does things, which is picking fights and all that. Which is to the a crew find people from behind or in the way, saying, where we come from, we call those bitch moves. So Jericho says to MJF, talks a lot, but never feels any convictions in the words he says. He brings up about singing show tunes and saying that we wrote one for MJF. Basically, Jericho says that he wrote one for MJF, saying that basically, Jericho rattles off a few lines about giving MJF a swirly and gives a dips shits, says that Jericho, it's fun, it's fun to make fun, to make jokes, I have to say, excuse me, but May 5th, and there will be a lesson in violence, and says that next in the next episode of Dynamite, which I'll get to when I get to it, when I do always catching up, the Inner Circle and the Pinnacle will be across from each other, and said that we will beat the living hell of. He says he's gonna beat the living hell out of MJF on May 5th, and the Inner Circle will destroy the other group. The other group then anyways, the Inner Circle meant to say they get the middle fingers, that like they always do, and that was it. The promo itself, it was alright. It was alright. I wasn't better the last time, but it was alright. Anthony Ogogo, he says he's been on kind of promo. He says that he's only here in this dump of America to make the big money. Gucci Marshall then says that he's going to show Billy Gunn how much it's worth being loyal to Cody Rhodes. So we get to the match between, and after the promo's alright, but we get to Billy Gunn versus Gucci Marshall being accompanied by Nick Camarado. The match was pretty decent with Gucci Marshall winning. There was a lot of outside involvement too, by the way, where it tends to a lot of run-ins and everything. Billy Gunn got hit in the midsection, excuse me, by by Etienne Gogo, and this allowed QT Marshall given the diamond color that was given to by Diamond Dallas Page to hit, and he got the win. So, one moment, folks. Okay, sorry about that. So, yeah. So, after the match, Etienne Gogo, hands QT Marshall a steel chair. I mean, not steel chair, a wooden chair, I should say. They go hit Billy Gunn with it, but then Dustin Rhodes comes out for the save. And Dustin Rhodes, runs out of Marshall out of the ring with the bull rope that he had, and throws a bunch of steel chairs in the corner, and then starts doing the, basically, going after the heels and everything, and grabs the winning chair and hits head, in the head of Nick Comoroto. Nick Comoroto sold it. That was supposed to be the story. That was supposed to be the angle of it. Yeah, I guess the whole winning chair thing. That reminds me of the days of WCW. When they always do this to Meng, to Ming, Aku, whatever. So, that's basically what it was. So, they basically putting over Nick Comoroto, saying that he's a monster because he can take a wooden chair. So. So we get back to the Elite, hanging at their private trailer once again with Brand Cutler filming this and all, and talking whatever. All of a sudden, Ken Omega start talking. All of a sudden, he's getting annoyed by some honking going on outside, and it was Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston ramming their their trailer. Even though it was one hit of the trailer. And they go on the other side to try to go after the Elite, and they were gone. The lights were out. Now that where the hell are they? It reminds me of the whole thing with Shaquille O'Neal. That's basically what it reminds me of, when Shaquille O'Neal was putting the evidence, and then Tony Schiavone was going to interview, see what's going on with Shaquille O'Neal, and then all of a sudden they opened up the evidence, and he was gone. So, yeah. But yeah, that was basically it. So, not much to say about that. I'm really not feeling this feud at all, folks. With the Elite, versus Moxley and Kingston. That's just me. Powerhouse Hobbs versus Christian Cage. The match I thought was pretty decent. Powerhouse Hobbs obviously looked good. Christian Cage, is trying to keep up, because he is older now and all that. He did get the win over Will Hobbs in it, but but that doesn't really help Will Hobbs' case in a way. Powerhouse Hobbs, I should say. So, but Christian Cage got the win. So, Jade Cargill says that every manager is looking to sign, basically, just to sign her because, she's a free agent. Basically, where her working for AEW. She's a free agent because, she's not, being managed by a manager. And that's the story that they're going with here. She's a free agent because, there's no managers managing her. Where it tends to guide her in the AEW. Who's on the contract in the AEW. But she's a free agent. Yeah. So, Jade Cargill is, is talking about all this. And Matt Hardy, is also in this video vignette as well, and Vicky Guerrero, and then Jade Cargill, it was her turn to talk here, in this video vignette that was highly edited, by the way, saying that she doesn't need a manager though, and she says that she her own boss, and if anybody wants to sign her, they better make a hell of a deal, and that was it. So there you go. So, Darby Allin the TNT champion, being accompanied by Sting, defense against Jungle Boy, being accompanied by Luchasaurus for the AEW TNT championship. In the match, I thought it was pretty damn good. At one point in this match, you had Luchasaurus helping out Jungle Boy back in the ring. Sting took offense of that, so Sting and Luchasaurus ends up fighting until they fought all the way back, and match to continue on. And then in the end, it was Darby Allin, getting the win over on Jungle Boy when Jungle Boy tried, to end the match here with the snare trap. But Darby Allin countered it and then went for the Last Supper, which is the combination type of pinfall he always does, and got the win. After the match, though, Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky comes out and attack Darby Allin. I don't remember if Jungle Boy was there too when he got attacked and all that, but either way, also we got Lance Archer coming up for the save, but then he gets taken out, and his Sting comes out, and he chases away Page and Sky with a baseball bat, and that was it. So, and that was the show. And folks, that will conclude your AEW Dynamite results from April 21st, 2021. Tomorrow Wrestling were 6 matches. And my overall rating for the show, now I don't remember what was my overall rating of the show before it was, but based on how I viewed the show at one point, I thought the show was pretty good, so I'm gonna go with an 8 out of 10. Pretty good show as usual since the AEW Dynamite. And with that being said, thank you all for watching with the Tinsley's All Elite Wrestling review, as I try to play catch up with a chance to everything that I need to cover. So with that being said, thank you all for watching for It's Natural Born Thriller, saying peace on the streets, and you all take care.